what's really going on, guys? So today, guys, we have an amazing, one of my past clients. We just closed escrow, but he was kind enough and gracious enough to sit down with me and do an interview from the beginning to the end. All right, so Tom, you want to tell us a little bit about your house, where you lived in Lakewood, and maybe the address and how long you've been there?
Yeah, it's 5813 Fanwood Avenue. I got married in 1969. Bought the house in 1970, so I've lived there for 56 years. With my wife, she passed away 2 years ago. That's the only house I've ever bought. So I have never had to sell a house before, so this is my first experience. And then I ran into you, and everything went seamless. You know.
Okay.
Realized that you were right across the hall from me teaching 5th grade, and I was teaching 5th grade. And someone said you were a realtor, and then I looked you up, and I said, wow, this guy's he's the real deal. And I love the fact that you love the Lord, and I thought, you know, I'll put my trust in you. And when we started this, as I said, I know nothing, so help me through it, and you did. You just
thank you.
You just made it go great.
You know, when we first met, I think you haven't really done anything to the house. The house has been in its original state since you bought it.
Well,
a couple of
we added on to the bedroom. One of the bedrooms 10 feet, 100 square feet, and put a patio on, but most of it's been pretty much the same, you know, just carpet and wallpaper in the one room. And you really assured me that, you know, you looked at it and said, oh, this is doable, we can fix it. And I'll be honest with you, I never at one time ever feared or doubted at all. And I've had some other people say, well, you better watch it because he might be like a used car salesman. And I said, no, he's not. I said, he loves the Lord and I love the Lord, and I have complete trust in him. If he tells me do this, I'll say, yeah, that's fine. You know, all the forms came in, you know, they say, please review and read the forms, and there was so much there, a lot of the lingo I didn't understand. So I just signed where it said to sign, and if there was any issue, I would text you or call you, and there was peace throughout the whole thing.
Thank you for that. If we can save the hardwood floors, because you had hardwood floors underneath, we're going to save the hardwood floors. Yeah. So then we had to kind of like an addition upgrade, because I said that the hardwood floors were shot. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you sent me videos and you showed me everything. So
yeah, I sent you videos and pictures. Yeah. So we ended up having to do those little extras, you know. Right. After we did all of the work, because we ended up, and we didn't do a lot, but we repainted the house. We had to redo some of the reglazing on the bathroom. We had to redo all the cabinets, the kitchen cabinets, because they were completely outdated. We had to put a new microwave, and then we had to redo the floors at the end. You know, after it was done, how did you feel about the work? That
felt like coming back and moving in again. Wow, I've never seen a house look so good. Okay. I was totally blown away by what you did.
So you were surprised?
Yes. I was, to be honest with you, I was not surprised, because I looked at a lot of your work before and saw the same thing, and I thought, wow. And it looked almost like the photos of the new place I'm moving into, you know, the floors and the walls, and I was very impressed, but not surprised.
Not surprised, okay. Yeah. Did you have any other, you don't have any vendors that you had to use, right? You didn't know anybody that did the work?
No.
Sometimes there have been sellers that they have their own painters, sure, and sometimes they have their own installers. But in this case, you didn't really have to worry about any of that, especially because you were in another state.
Yeah, the first day you walked through with your contractor, you know, you say, I got this, we got this, we'll do that, yeah, we'll take care of it, don't worry about it. And if you've got stuff left over, just leave it, I'll have my guys take care of it. And I left a little pile of stuff in the garage. I tried to get rid of everything and just ran out of time. That's right. And you made it all happen.
After we fixed up the house, I told you, I said, you know, Tom, I recommend that we stage it. What do you feel about the staging?
I think that's key. I mean, every house that I saw that you were selling and you staged it, I thought, why not? I mean, it adds to it. It gives people a sense of what it could look like with even with their stuff in there. I mean, like I say, I said, you know, am I really doing the right thing? I could move back in, buy my own house again now. But yeah, it was. I love the way you did it.
And I gave you some options in the beginning. I said, look, Tom, we could sell it as is. Yeah. I think we said we could sell it as is, $800,000. We don't have to do anything. And save that. We spent $22,000, whatever the number was. And so we could just, you know, save the money and sell it as is. And you say, well, I trust you. And I said, well, if you trust me, I think it's better if we fix it, which we did. We staged it. After we fixed it, we staged it. We put it on the market. That weekend, we had over 60 families walk through there. I mean, we had a line of people coming in. Any challenges during the transaction that you felt maybe there's some challenges that you were concerned about?
The first challenge that hit me was when you sent the new buyers had their inspector come in, and he sent that report back, and I saw a lot of this stuff, and I thought, oh my goodness. And I knew it was an old house, and I knew there would have to be some work done. I obviously knew that. And when they came back and said they were going to ask for a credit of this amount, and in my heart, I thought, well, that sounds reasonable to me, so go for it. And you said, no, this is my job now is to negotiate, and you did. And I appreciate that.
Do you remember what they were asking for?
Yeah, they were asking for $20,000.
And you said?
I think that's reasonable, for all the work.
Tom is talking about the report, the physical inspection report. Whenever we sell a house, guys, there's always going to be a physical inspection report. Sometimes you're going to have a termite report. Sometimes they're going to have a roof report, a plumbing report, an electrical report, a whole bunch of reports. And they sent us a report, and they came out with a number after we had already spent a little over $20,000 fixing up the house, cosmetically making it look beautiful. But underneath, the roof and underneath the plumbing and the electrical, and they were asking for more stuff. All right, they were asking for $20,000. Now, you told me in our conversation, that's fine. I'm okay with giving them $20,000. And I said, no. I saw Tom. I said, no, Tom, we're not going to just give them 20 grand. Yeah. Part of my strength always is to negotiate on behalf of my sellers. And you said, okay, well, I'm okay with the 20,000. I said, no, let's just meet up. Let me have a conversation with the agent. If we decide to give them the 20, depending on the conversation, we'll give them the 20, but let's not do that. He says, well, if you can get us 10 grand, we can make it happen. I was okay. So I sent you the DocuSign. Hey, Tom, I had the conversation. We negotiated, presented it, and they came back and they accepted it. And I told you, hey, congratulations, I just made you 10 grand. Yeah. So you definitely owe me a review.
4 stars, whatever.
5. It's 5.
Oh, 5 stars. Sorry.
Do you remember how fast it sold?
Well, I remember you told me we're going to have an open house on Saturday and Sunday, and it'll be sold by Monday or something. And I thought, yeah, okay. And it was. And I thought, oh my gosh,
You have any offers? Remember how many offers we had?
Yeah, 5 offers eventually, and
And the 5 offers were the top 5 offers, but we ended up with 9 offers.
Yeah. What was it? Wow.
We ended up with 9 offers, but I only gave you the 5 because the other ones were either full price or they wanted to negotiate a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, we already have offers way over that. So do you remember what we listed it for? And do you remember what we sold it for?
Yes, I do.
What did we list it for?
We listed it for $825, and it sold for $900.
$975,000. Was it worth then going to spending that $20,000?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And how did you feel at the end when I called you and said, "Hey, Tom, we're closed. We're done"?
I was just big sigh of relief and think, oh yeah, good, because I can tell the realtor back there that this is what's happening, and she was really pleased. And so, yeah, the whole thing just step by step. I could see the Lord leading the whole time, and I wouldn't change anything.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely will you refer us?
Oh, 10 for sure.
Well, thank you, Tom. I really do appreciate that. I mean, it's the kind words, gracious, and just making sure that I'm just putting the word out there. But if there's a seller in your shoes that needs to sell their home and put their home on the market, do you recommend them to sell the house as is, or do you recommend them to maybe do some upgrades? No,
I would say definitely talk to you first. Let you do an appraisal walkthrough, and and I was thinking maybe it would go for maybe $840 or something like that. And when some of those bids came in and I saw them, I thought, oh my goodness gracious, thank you, Lord. So
yeah. But does that happen? It does happen where people do sometimes ask, can you sell it as is? I say, yeah, you can sell it as is. But that's why I was asking that question. Would you recommend sellers to sell their property?
No.
As is? Mm-hmm. And the other option I give my sellers, I give you the same option, is that you either put up the money, or I come in and I put up the money. And how was that as far as me putting up the money versus you putting up the money? Was that a question in your mind? Any skepticism about that? Or?
Not at all, because I knew that at the end of the sale you'd get that money back.
Right.
So it worked out well. That was a good offer. It was unexpected. I didn't know that you would offer that, but I was well pleased that you did. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Tom. Thank you so much for anybody that's looking to sell. Give me a call. If you're skeptical, you sit down with me. The consultation is free, right? It was free. I didn't charge anything. I didn't say, hey, Tom, give me some money.
No.
Except for he wanted to treat me breakfast. We had breakfast.
Oh, we did, yeah.
So, that was a nice little breakfast at the cafe. But if you're looking to sell, if you're looking to buy, if you want to do anything in real estate, I've been doing it for 35 years. This is my 35th year. I was 20 when I started. I'm 55. Become an old man. I'm a grandpa now, right? So give us a call. We're here to help you guys. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. We're bringing more and more testimonials, and you get to see the before and after photos of what we're doing for our sellers to maximize the value. I always say this: minimize the cost, maximize the value, making real estate real, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So thank you, Tom, so much for again being with us. And now you get to go to South Carolina, and well, you already retired, so you just get to live the fat of the land out there with your family.
Get to spread the joy back there.
Spread the joy, amen. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Take care. Bye.